Hey gamers, got another vintage game for you today. One for the pot. Let's check it out. To set up for the game, each player is going to have a little teacup they'll place around the area. You'll have a little bowl here, not to be confused with your green teacup, that you'll keep the 6 hard plastic sugar cubes in. You'll fill this little pot up with water. Yes, real water. Has a little pump. I don't have it filled with water, but it does work. Has a little pump that'll pump water out of the nozzle there. You leave that in the middle. And then each player grabs one of their little 4 player pawns, and they will start where it says start right there. So what you're doing is you're having a tea party with the Mad Hatter, and you're trying not to let your cup overflow. You have some spoons you'll save over the side. The color really doesn't matter. And you'll have a dice. And what you're going to do is just roll and move, and then follow the instructions on the board. It may say, hey, put in 5 squirts into a red and green teacup, or hey, just put in 1 sugar cube, 2 spoons, and 10 squirts into yellow, and you'll just keep doing that. So you'll just put a spoon, a sugar cube, and some squirts from the bottle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know. And eventually there's other things on here that says, hey, empty your cup into someone else's. So you would take your cup of tea and you'd empty it into the other players. Now that's really what's going to get this game going, because when your cup overflows, you're out of the game. So you're out, your cup goes upside down, and then the rest of the players go. And you keep going until there's only one player with their cup of tea still standing, and they are the winner. Final thoughts, what do I think about the game? Folks, I am a sucker for tea games. I really am. I have a couple of tea games in my regular board game collection, and now when I found out, oh, they have a tea game for vintage, it's like, this is right up my alley. And it feels like a Waddington game. I mean, I love the pieces. Sure, they're just plastic spoons, but the sugar cubes are solid plastic. They do add some weight. Pouring cups into everyone else's, you're pouring your tea cup into everyone else's. I don't know if you want to use real tea for this game, even though you could. The squirt bottle still worked. It didn't really leak, and I was very happy. Sometimes you got to get it pumping a little bit. Some people were like 1, 2, 3, and it wasn't pumping anything. I was like, no, recount those. But other than that, it's a really fun game. The one problem I do have with it, though, this is cardboard. I thought this would have some kind of, you know, something on it to make it waterproof, and it doesn't. And water does spill over, even though that plastic tray contains a lot of it. But when you're pouring cups, when you're squirting water, it's going to go everywhere. And so water kept getting on the cardboard. It kept going, oh no, wipe, 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 wipe. Now I have a friend of mine who's going to come over, and they're going to waterproof the board. I can't remember what they said they had with it, so I won't have that problem anymore. But the game obviously has suffered water damage. A lot of these probably will if you find one, because mine had a lot of water damage to it. And of course, kids were putting it back up, and I'm sure there was still water in the teacups, water in the cup still, and they kind of dripped out, and they warped the box a little bit for me. The cardboard is really in great condition for mine. I can imagine why you wouldn't find these in good condition, because it did get a lot of water on it, and I was constantly wiping it off. So this one was actually in really good condition, but you probably want to waterproof it. So should you get it? I mean, maybe, yeah, I don't know. I'm a tea drinker, and so I had to have it. Plus, I have 2 little girls, and when they get older, you better believe Daddy's going to bring out one for the pot, and we're going to love this friggin' game together. I just know it. I saw that, and I was like, my girls are going to love that when they get older. I cannot wait to play this with them. So I think it's a fantastic game. If you think it's for you, check it out. It's very unique, but if you're like saying, no, Matt, I don't really have little girls that would enjoy that game. Okay, then pass then. I don't think boys would enjoy it. Even though my nephews had a fantastic time playing the game. They were laughing the whole time. When that teacup is right on the brim, about to pull it, everyone starts yelling and screaming. It is a lot of fun. Of course, there is player elimination in this game, which is no fun when you're watching other people have a tea party without you. Either way, though, overall, I love One for the Pot. I think it's a very fine and unique vintage game. I'd never heard of this before. I may be the first person to do a review on it, too. Who knows? All right, gamers, that's all the time I have for now. Until next time, tea on.